Good morning, friends, or afternoon, or night, whenever you're watching this. It is officially day 5 of Camp NaNoWriMo, and I am tired. So last night I tried to stay up and write one, because I didn't write at all during the day yesterday, and 2, I needed to try and stay up as late as I could. Spoiler alert, I did not. I finished out writing the 2 scenes that I had planned. I outlined 2 more scenes for book 2 as well, but I was asleep by 3:30 a.m. and then I woke up at 8:30 a.m. So I got about 5 hours of sleep. I planned out what I'm gonna do today, like I have been. Really, I do like how I've been utilizing my writer's notebook this time around for NaNoWriMo. And I don't know how much I'm gonna get done, to be honest, today. I'm gonna try, but I also have to nap a little bit longer later on tonight before I have to go to work. All while still, dealing with the household stuff and taking care of my daughter, things like that. So today's probably going to be more of a realistic day of my life for writing when it comes to my everyday life with work and house and motherly things like that. But okay, so the plan for today is to draft scenes 5.2 and 5.3, which end up being scenes 10 and 11. Does that confuse you guys? Because it kind of confuses me because I keep flipping between the two. But on the document, it makes more sense. Actually, I'll show you guys really fast what I'm talking about. So this is what I mean. In the document on Scrivener, I put what the actual scene number is, but then I also put what section and part it is, as well as the main reason behind the scene in Save the Cat. And then in the notebook, I just write scene 5.2, what book number, and then the debate, and then this is my checklist. And then same thing in the monthly spread. But here is where I only do the scenes 1 through 56, and that's why I get a little bit confused, because I do the actual scene number here, and then when I'm planning the section, it is per Save the Cat and per my outlining on these boards. So I hope that makes a little more sense. I'm getting used to it. I may change it later, but for now, this is what's working for me. In the document, it states both of the numbers that I need. The count that I have here is more for me to know what's going on. And then in my notebook, it's okay if I just do the simple this, because it's just for me to refer back to while I'm writing the scene in the document. And then after that, I don't really look at it, to be honest. It's more of just, it's easier to get my thoughts together writing it down pen to paper than it is trying to type it up on the computer, because at least with pen to paper, I can like draw arrows, scribble things out while I'm scribbling and jotting everything down. I'm able to keep up with my thoughts, I guess, or I can, like I said, use the arrows, just be like, oh wait, do this with this part, things like that. And then typing on the computer, I can't do that. So without further ado, I guess I'm just gonna start writing while I can. It is currently almost 11:30 in the afternoon. I'm gonna make lunch around 12:30, and then try and nap for 3 to 4 hours, get up, make dinner, and then I'm up for the rest of the night. So I'm gonna write what I can right now, and then I will probably write after dinner as well. But I will keep you guys updated. And today's gonna be super chill. Not gonna lie, it's just gonna be me writing when I can in between all my other responsibilities. I have not started writing yet. As you saw in the last clip, I showed you my writer's notebook. I still had to fill out my 2 pages that I normally fill out, just so that when I do write the scenes, I have more to reference back on, so that I'm not going off on too much of a tangent, because I'm already an overwriter as it is, it seems, so I don't want to stray too far off the beaten path, basically. I got all of the first scene written out and planned. I'm almost done with the second scene. I just have to write the short summary down, but I need to go and make lunch, and then after lunch, if I'm up for it, I'll finish writing the short summary for the second scene. I'm not going to be able to write anything until later. I thought I would be able to get some writing in right now, but it's just too much time has passed, and it's taking me a little bit longer to write out these summaries before I write. So yeah, this really is a realistic day in the life of a single mom, full-time worker slash writer. There's just not enough hours in the day, but I'm learning to make it work. I was gonna go grocery shopping today, but it's gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow or maybe Thursday, because I just don't have time. Yeah, I will check in. Sorry, excuse me. I will check in either before I nap or after I nap. Okay, update. It is a lot later. It is almost 8 o'clock right now. I have about an hour before I need to get ready for work, and Kyler's in the shower now, so I'm going to take this minute, like the next 30 minutes to write. After dinner, I did sit for about 10 minutes and I wrote a little bit of the first scene of the day, and I only got 379 words. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish the 2 scenes before I go to work, but I am going to bring my writer's notebook and I'll just handwrite some of the scenes if I have to during my lunch break. I don't want to bring my laptop to work. I've done it before, but having it in my locker makes me nervous because other people do have access to locker combinations, I guess. It's like a security thing at work. It's fine. But I mean, I get why they need to file the things, but I've also witnessed them open up people's lockers and not shut them, and I don't want to risk that with my laptop. So I'm going to just bring my notebook and handwrite, but before that I'm going to continue to write. I'm just feeling kind of groggy. I slept for like 2.5, 3 hours, but I kept waking up and it just wasn't. I did go through and I added, well, kind of updated my next writer's notebook too. So I kind of procrastinated while dinner was making. I had to let it like simmer for a little bit, but I didn't want to write while it was fully cooking just because I wanted to be able to like sit and focus without having to get up every 5 minutes to check on dinner. So I did go through and I put in the April tab because going through, I know that I'm going to be done with this notebook before the end of April. So I'm just updating the calendar on this too. And then I have set up another word sprint tracker and then a scene word count. The difference is that I'm going to start where I leave off from the previous notebook to this one, and then just start there, and then I know that I will be starting book 2 as well towards the end of the month, and then the next pages are blank because that gets filled out daily. I really do like how I'm using my writer's notebooks this time. Before, well, I mean, when I was doing Preptember and Preptober, I utilized it a lot as well. But when it came to NaNoWriMo, I just didn't. And I do like having the checklist every day. So I'm going to continue that. And I'm going to, so it's kind of like a writing planner as well. I just made it my own. So I do like that. But all right, before I waste more time just rambling and yapping about, I'm going to continue writing. I do want to try and finish this current scene, and then if I have to write a scene at work, it'll be the second one. I don't want to get halfway through this scene, stop, and then have to finish it, handwriting it, just because I don't want to. I think it'll be harder to leave off where I left off. Does that make sense? So, yeah. Not much writing today, but I'm still... any progress is still good progress, and I need to keep that in mind. It's a little after 9 o'clock now. I only wrote maybe about 100, 120 more words since I last checked in. I'm all ready for work now. Kyler is all ready to go as well. I ended up going through and I needed to kind of map out one of the locations just because the scene that I'm writing is going to be more description about it. And while before this scene I haven't really done any descriptions, I'm realizing that maybe I should, because some of it does tie in to what they're doing, and the surroundings are very important, especially the headquarters, because the headquarters is where the majority of this book is going to be set. So I needed to stop and do that. I also created a list of Pinterest boards / vision boards that I need to create so that I can start kind of visualizing more, because I could see them in my head, but it's hard for me to describe them based off of what's in my head, mostly because it seems like it's like black and white when I think about it. Like it plays out in a movie, but it's, well, not really black and white, more of like dulled. There's nothing too bright. So I think that if I create these vision boards as I am writing out the story, I can kind of throw in those descriptions so that when I go to do draft 2, it's not going to be too much. Also because eyes are a big part of telling who is what, and so I need to figure out the best way to describe that. So I took the time and did that. I have about 30 more minutes now, so I'm going to finish this current scene, but then I'm going to stop for the night. So I will check back in once I'm done writing that scene and then update you and tell you my plans for what's next. I am done with this first scene. So when I originally planned out the 2 scenes that I was going to do today, they were obviously separate. But as I was writing the first one, I realized that the second scene can go with the first one. And so that's what I did. But I also, even though it's not in my original outline, this next scene is going to be something different, and I already know what I'm going to add, so I need to write that down before I forget. But I'm going to end the video here. Not much writing, but any progress is progress, and I'm happy with that. So at the end of the day, I ended up writing 1,160 words. This scene ended up being that 1,160 words, which I'm happy with. I know that when I go back to this one, there's going to be a lot of description added in, just because this is when my main character first interacts with the headquarters. And again, like I said earlier, the headquarters is going to play a big part, just because it's pretty much the whole where everything happens. And so I want to add more details and descriptions of what it is, what it looks like, and everything else into this. But anyways, now that leaves off with what my monthly total is as of right now. My manuscript and the words that I've done so far this month totals out to be 17,147 words. And I'm happy with that. I mean, I was technically 1 scene ahead of schedule anyways, so this kind of brings me back to where I was before. But when I go to work, I am probably going to work on that next scene, just because now it's like in my head. But that'll be part of the next vlog. So I'm going to leave off here. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day, night, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Bye now.